But look, I voted for Trump because Trump is not them, right? Trump is not trying to constantly encroach upon my personal life. He's not trying to govern every single part of my life. He's the one who actually repealed a lot of government regulations. And that's how business, small business began to flourish. It was Obama who said, how are you going to do that? You're going to wave a magic wand? How are you going to do that?
But for those folks who've lost their job right now because a plant went down to Mexico, that isn't going to make you feel better. And so what we have to do is to make sure that folks are trained for the jobs that are coming in now, because some of those jobs of the past are just not going to come back.
Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine sure and hell can learn how to program as well. Give me a break. Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
And when somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
During 8 years of the last administration, America lost 10,000 factories and nearly 200,000 manufacturing jobs. Think of that. In contrast, my administration added over 500,000 manufacturing jobs. It was up to actually 701,000 jobs before the plague came in. And if you remember, President Obama, you need a magic wand. No, you don't. We need manufacturing jobs. He said you won't have any more manufacturing jobs. You need a magic wand. He was wrong about that also.
Right? When he was saying that he's going to lower unemployment and all this other good stuff. Yeah, that's what he did. And news media kind of hushed it, kept it on the low, right? They amplified his faults and they stepped on all of his successes. Whereas it was just the reverse for Joe Biden, right? The whole Joe Biden thing, the laptop business and all that stuff, they suppressed all of that. They kept it quiet. It's the same thing with Hillary. None of them went after these Democrat candidates as hard as they went after Trump. And people still think that the whole Russia thing, that Trump had something to do with the whole Russia thing, that he was guilty, which is amazing because they did the whole trial thing, they did the investigation, they did all that stuff and came up with nothing. But they did let me rephrase that. They didn't come up with nothing. They came up with finding out that they were the ones who were guilty. They created the whole thing as a diversion from Hillary's email scandal.
The Director of National Intelligence has declassified documents today revealing former CIA Director John Brennan briefed then-President Obama on Hillary Clinton's purported plan to smear then-candidate Trump in 2016, adding to what the National Intelligence Director has already declassified on this issue, and raising more questions tonight about how much more of this will come out before Election Day. Senior political correspondent Mike Emanuel is following the story tonight in Washington. Good evening, Mike.
Brett, good evening. These are handwritten notes from former CIA Director John Brennan, written according to a source familiar after Brennan briefed President Obama. At one point, Brennan writes, quote, approved by Hillary Clinton, a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by the Russian security service. The notes say on 28 of July, in the margin, Brennan writes POTUS, but that section of the notes are redacted. Then it says any evidence of collaboration between Trump campaign and Russia. The remainder of the notes are redacted, except in the margins where it says JC, Dennis, and Susan. That could be referring to former FBI Director James Comey, former Obama Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, and former National Security Advisor Susan Rice. The CIA sent a memo to former FBI Director James Comey and Peter Strzok writing, quote, the following information is provided for the exclusive use of your Bureau for background investigative action or lead purposes as appropriate. One example, the CIA includes, quote, an exchange redacted discussing U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server.
Now, if that's the first time you heard that, you need to ask yourself why. Why do you not know that? Again, media, news, suppression. That's why you don't know that.